Hi everyone, I am Charlene Rhinehart. Thank you for tuning in to Money Mondays. I am the founder of Wealthy Women Daily and author of Dividends Are a Queen's Best Friend. I love some dividends, but let's be real, dividends don't happen overnight. So tonight we will talk about moving from debt to dividends. Screw debt. Let's learn how to earn an extra stream of income from the companies that we interact with each and every day. Are you ready? Type in the comments and let me know that you are ready to screw that and move to dividends, move to getting an extra stream of income. Type your name in the comments. Let me know where you are from. If you are tuning in as a replay, type replay in the comments. Let me know where you are tuning in from. Get ready to move from debt to dividends tonight. I am about to pull up my phone so that I can see all the comments because I have a delay. If you are tuning in as okay. Hi Deb from Queens, New York. So glad to have you on tonight. I'm so happy about Money Mondays because we need to be able to take a week out or a day to focus on our money, to focus on our net worth, to protect our assets. We work really hard for our money. So it's so important that we make the use of the money that we make. Who else is tuning in? Let us know you're out there. Where are you tuning in from? I am from Chicago right now. The weather is starting to change. I'm trying to adjust to that. But luckily, when you're investing in dividends, you don't have to worry too much about the weather. You can focus on online resources to earn an extra stream of income. That's the best thing about dividends. You don't have to do anything extra. You don't have to wake up at a certain time. You don't have to leave your house to access those dividends. You are eligible for dividends just by being an investor. Are any of you familiar with dividends and are ready for tonight's discussion? Moving from debt to dividends. Type in the comments. Let me know you're here. Let me know where you are from so that we can get started on our journey moving from debt to dividends. Now this weekend, every weekend, we all have decisions to make. I went shopping and we all have our fave snacks or our favorite foods, and some of those foods are not good for us. And as an investor, I've been trying my best to go from consumer to investor because previously I was a shopaholic and would pick up everything that I thought had my name on it, and that costs you your net worth. That puts you in debt. So we're going to talk about the decisions that you make to go from debt to net worth. Now, when we're talking about debt and dividends, we want to look at the overall balance sheet. Debt and dividends are on two different sides of the balance sheet. So if you have a balance sheet says your assets minus your liabilities equals your owner's equity, or we can say net worth. So your assets are cash, real estate properties that you may own, retirement accounts, anything of value that you own is considered an asset. Then you have your liabilities. Your liabilities are medical debt, student loan debt, mortgage debt, any of those debts that you have that tie you down. So when we're looking at debts, we're looking at those things that are tying us down that we have to consistently pay, or we will probably owe more money. People will charge us interest if we don't pay down our debts. But with assets continue to grow and provide us with more money so that we can live the lives that we love. So we always want to make sure our assets are more than our liabilities. Hi, Cassandra from Arizona. I'm so glad that you're on here. We are getting ready to move from a debt to dividends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, how do we go from debt to dividends? It's all about the decisions that we are making. Our net worth is the sum of all the decisions that we're making on a daily basis. This impacts how much money you have to fund your lifestyle. This impacts how secure you are in your finances. So you want to make sure that you are putting yourself in a position to increase your assets and decrease your liabilities. Let me know if you have been focused on your net worth. Type in the comments and let me know if you've done your homework from the previous 2 Mondays. When it comes to net worth, your net worth is your assets minus your liabilities. Every week, you need to start thinking about your spending habits and how that equates to an asset or liability in the long term. Because you don't want to be going into this investing world without understanding your own financial situation first, right? So let me know in the comments, have you done your net worth statement? Do you need help with your net worth? And if you haven't done your net worth statement, what's stopping you? Do you think it's too time consuming? Do you not have an app to get you started? What do you need to do in order to find out your net worth, your assets minus your liabilities? Because this is the first step in the investing process. And I like to tell people this. At a young age, you should be thinking about this, and we should be teaching our kids about this. The first business decision that a child usually makes is what college they are going to. Have you thought about that? Type in the comments. Did you go to college, and did you think that was the first business decision that you had to make? College is an expensive endeavor if you allow it to be. And those 4 years of pleasure can turn into a lifetime of pain if you have no idea how to manage your finances in college. If you are just tuning in, type in the comments and let us know where you are from. We are talking about going from debt to dividends. We want to make sure that we control our debt so we can get more dividends. So type in the comments and let me know where you are from. And if it's replay for you, type in replay. Also, share this video with your friends, because we need to be able to help each other out during this time. We are in a global pandemic. A lot of people are losing jobs. A lot of people do not have the financial resources they need, so they need to be able to manage the pennies that flows through their account. So share this with somebody else right now so that they can be on the line learning how to move from debt to dividends. Deborah said, I think I need an app for net worth. We got you, because you can use a good old Excel. A lot of people don't like to use apps, or you can use apps. Now let me give you some apps that are available. Mint.com is one of my favorite apps. Let me pull up my app. I won't show you my app, but let me walk through what Mint.com. So Mint.com was created by Intuit, who is the founder of the QuickBooks system. QuickBooks is an online accounting system. So Intuit also owns Mint.com. Mint is a personal finance app that shows you your different accounts. So you'll put all your cash accounts in Mint. You'll put your savings accounts, your checking accounts. You'll also put all your credit cards in Mint. Put all your credit card accounts. And then you'll also put your investments. So you can put your IRAs, your Roth traditional IRA, your regular brokerage account from an E-Trade or TD Ameritrade. You can put in your Acorns account. Acorns is an account where you invest your spare change into ETFs. ETFs are exchange traded funds. If you have Stash, I believe you can upload that account as well. If you are an entrepreneur and have any of those individual retirement accounts for entrepreneurs, such as a SEP IRA, you can upload that into Mint. So it's M-I-N-T, Mint.com. It's a personal finance app that will update daily to show you how your investment profile has changed, how your cash has changed. It will also give you weekly reports saying, hey, you spent $50 more this week than you spent last week. It is so helpful. So helpful. I love when I get alerts about my spending habits because it holds me accountable. It helps me to set goals. If you are a goal-oriented person, it's really helpful because you can say, next week, I'm going to beat this. I'm going to increase my net worth. So Mint.com is an amazing app. You'll also get access to your credit score. How many people are checking their credit score? Check your credit score as often as possible, because when you're going from debt to dividends, if you're reducing your debt, that means your credit score should be increasing, and you can join that 800 credit score club. You'll get the components of your credit score within Mint. So it will show you your payment history. It will show you your credit usage. All of this will help you make better decisions with your credit. You'll also get your budget, so you can put a budget in Mint. You can also see your cash flow. It will show you how much you earned for a certain period for the month and how much you spent. Then it will break down your spending into categories. I absolutely love that. So now you can see, okay, where's my money really going? How many people know where their money is going? Where is most of your money going? Type in the comments and let me know where your money is going. Hi, Belinda from Arkansas. So glad to have you on here. We are talking about going from debt to dividends. And right now we are talking about a personal finance app so that you can manage your money better and be able to invest better. When you understand you and your financial performance, you can better understand a company, and if you want to invest in that company and get dividends from that company. So Mint.com is one of the apps that I have. Then you also have Personal Capital. Personal Capital. Personal Capital. Capital. It does the same thing. You choose which app you like based on the features and based on the interface, which one suits you better. It seems like Personal Capital is more real time. It updates more frequently, but hey, you evaluate which one. I'm not recommending anyone, but those are just two apps that you can look at. So I love that Personal Capital comes with a chart, so you can see how much your money has increased or decreased over a 90-day period, 30-day period, or 60-day period. So it allows you to really see, okay, am I making better decisions with my money? So you put all your accounts again in that one. You will put all your cash accounts, your investment accounts, your credit card accounts, and it will show you your performance over a period of time so that you can track your money, which is really good. So I hope you're good with the apps. You have Personal Capital and Mint.com as options. Now, I'll be providing more resources this week on wealthywomendaily.com. So I manage that website, and every time I get questions, I try to create an article so that more people can have access to that information. So Personal Capital, Mint.com, it's an app that's going to keep you accountable because you want to move from debt to dividends. Now let's go back to this debt circle, the debt that we're getting in before we go into the dividends. Which category of debt, consumer debt, which category of consumer debt is the highest? Which category of consumer debt is the highest? Type in the comments and let me know, what type of debt do most people have the most of? It's the highest amount in dollar value. What is the largest category of consumer debts? Type it in the comments. Awesome. Hi, Felicia from Tennessee. We are so glad to have you. Deborah, yes, Mint is awesome. And Personal Capital. I really like Personal Capital too. Nicola Boston, so glad to have you here. Okay, so Andrea said credit cards or student loans is the highest category of consumer debt. Close. Very close. Those are definitely high categories of consumer debt. But there's one that is above all of those categories. Which one is it? The highest category of consumer debt. This is a popular form of debt that many people talk about all the time, because it's a part of the American dream. But in order to really fulfill that American dream, you have to be financially responsible with this type of debt. And many people don't look at it as a debt because we automatically place it in the asset category, but it's only an asset to certain people. We have BJ with credit cards closed. That's in the top 5. But there's something else. Everybody wants to buy this to fulfill their American dream. Home ownership, yes! Anissa to the rescue. Anissa, yes. Thank you, yes. That is awesome. And Andrea, mortgage, yes. Those are that is the highest category of consumer debt, mortgage debt. Now, before you get a home ownership is good if you know how to work it, just like any other debt. It can be used in your favor if you know how to work it. So let me give you some tips on what you should think about before you go into home ownership. And if you're preparing for home ownership, how many people are preparing to buy a home soon? Let me give you these quick tips so that you can be prepared and make the most of your money and not have to worry about a foreclosure on your home. That hurts. Losing your home hurts. That's a basic necessity, having a place to stay, having shelter. You don't want to be in that position. So let me give you a few tips to make the most of the process of going through home ownership. Number 1, check your credit score. Check your credit score right now. If you're thinking about getting a home next year or in 2 years, start checking your credit score. Why? Because your credit score, it's the grades that people are giving you in real life when you're adulting to show how financially responsible you are. Credit scores have a standard range of 300 to 850. Now, when you're shopping for a home, the better your credit score is, the lower your interest rate is, which means you pay less money. So you want a good credit score if you're shopping for a home, or you're going to pay more money. And paying more money can mean more debt. So get above that 700. Get your down payment ready. Get your down payment ready. The bigger your down payment, the less your monthly payment should be. Get your down payment ready. Manage your debt to income ratio. So you want to see how much is your monthly debt, how much is your monthly income. Compare those two numbers, that's your ratio. Determine where you want to live. Where you want to live will determine how much you need to save and what you do now. So those are 4 basic things to prepare you. Now, remember, if you have a low credit score, you're going to be paying more for housing. If your credit score is 500, low 600, you're going to pay more. So people might say, hey, you can get a house with a lower credit score, but remember, there's always a price to pay, and that's going to end up meaning more debt for you in the long run. Okay? So that's how home ownership works. So to best prepare for that, make sure you have an ample amount of savings, and make sure you understand your net worth, because a bank will tell you how much house you can afford, but you need to know yourself how much house you can afford before a bank can tell you. You need to know that, hey, if I lost my job, I can still make these home payments every month for a year, because you don't want to be in debt. Being behind in anything puts you in more debt. All right, now, what's the second highest type of consumer loan debt out there? The second highest. So we have mortgages as the first. What's the second highest type of consumer loan debt? Second highest. Oh, and I'm actually about to write a book about this type of consumer loan debt, because so many people have got into the hole with this debt, and it's impacting their ability to buy a mortgage, to get a home, because of this type of debt. This is the first type of debt that many people accumulate in life. And many people hear it as good debt. So they take all the debt that they can from this source because they think it's good debt. But if you can't afford to pay it, it's not good. So you want to make sure you can afford it. If it can benefit you, then it's good. What is the second highest type of consumer loan debt? I am writing a book about this one. I am so excited to write my book about this one. BJ Sanders and Nicola Simone, student loan. Yes. Andrea, student loans equal the devil. Why didn't they tell people about this before they signed up, Andrea? Student loan debt. Oh, it just sneaks up on you. It's so sneaky because you're like, I'm going to get a good education. This is good. Let me just take out this debt. But what happens? 4 years of pleasure turns into a lifetime of debt. You do not want this to happen to your kids, your nephews, your friends. So we need to stop this debt cycle because student loan debt is hurting our ability to afford mortgages, to invest, to save, to get married, all of these things. So we have to be able to control it. And that's the book that I'm going to write soon because I want to help people control their debt. Once you control your student loan debt, you can leave school and you don't have to take a job just because you need to pay off your debt. I think it's absolutely crazy that we have to be in a job for 10 years just to pay off our student loan debt, so we can't really start investing and doing the things we want until we're in our 30s. What? It's absolutely crazy. So here's the game plan for student loan debt. I graduated debt-free before I graduated college, so I love to tell people these tips that I used in order to graduate debt-free, because the sooner you can graduate debt-free, or if you graduate debt-free or with limited amount of debt, you pay it off, you start investing, you build your portfolio faster, and the faster you build your portfolio, the more dividends you get, the more extra income you can earn, the faster you can get to your financial goals and live your dreams in life. So get your pen and paper out. Here's the student loan game. So I did not, my first year of college, I did not want to sign off on any student loans from the government. I didn't. I accepted everything except student loans. So, one, see if you can reasonably do that. See if you can work jobs. I worked multiple jobs my first year in order to do that. My mom helped me out as much as possible in order to do that in my first year. So what does this mean if you don't think you can work multiple jobs your first year? That means when you're 16, 17, that summer before you go to school, see if you can get a summer job to help you pay for your first semester, because you'll have the grant money, you'll have scholarship money, and so how much is left over? For me, one quarter I had to pay a little over $10,000 because I was taking 20 credit hours, 20 to 24 credit hours every quarter, because I didn't want to stay in school for 5 years. I was doing a double major in accounting and finance, and I needed additional credit hours in order to become a certified public accountant. But you know, if you stay in school longer, you have to pay more money. So I bunched in as many classes as possible. I took full advantage of my financial aid package because I think you can get up to 18 credit hours under your financial aid package. So then I looked for scholarships. Find scholarships that fit you. So if you're a business major, you're going to look at business-related scholarships. You're going to join organizations that are giving out scholarships. You're going to get internships from these organizations. You don't have to be a free worker. You don't have to do everything for free as an intern. You can get paid. When I was in college, I was getting $30, $35 an hour for some of my internships because I studied accounting, was doing busy season internships, and sometimes they pay you time and a half, so you get more money. So, and I was in college 10 years ago, so just imagine what you can get now. Have a plan. Get in these organizations. Your network will help you. Get in these organizations. Don't try to do it alone. Get in these organizations. Tell your cousins, your friends, everybody. Get in these organizations so that you don't have to worry about student loan debt, so that you can have a support system that tells you when opportunities come up. All right? And if you are in student loan debt right now, well, you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of this time right here. If you don't have to pay interest, that means you can bring down your principal loan balance faster. So if you have the money, make those payments right now so that you can decrease the amount that you owe. So that's a snippet of what I'm going to be talking about. And if you want to take community classes at the community college, you can while you're going to school at a 4-year university. So a lot of universities allow you to transfer up to a certain amount of credit. So my freshman year and I believe my sophomore year, I was able to transfer credits from a community college. I took classes during the summertime. Most of the classes were online because I was working full time. And online classes can be pretty easy depending on the subject that you're taking. But I took online classes, which helped to, the online classes were like $300 compared to a full course, which would have been maybe $1,600-1,700 at a 4-year university. So that's a big difference. So if you can take your general ed at a community college, that helps. It really helps. So that's student loans. Now, mortgages and student loans. Manage that, because the more you manage that, the less you have to worry about, the less strain you have on your finances. Now, even if you have those type of debts, you can still invest in the stock market. A lot of people think that you need thousands of dollars to invest in the stock market. No. Instead of buying those bag of chips for $1, I can allocate that dollar towards a stock. And by continuously making decisions like that, by continuously saying, hey, I'm not about to get this debt. I'm not about to add this debt to my portfolio. I'm not about to get these chips, these shoes, this shirt right now. I'm going to use that money that I would have spent on that item and transfer it to my brokerage account. And that's how you build your brokerage account even when you're in debt. You just make better decisions. You don't have to use any extra money. You're just transferring money from one bucket to the next. Are there any questions about moving from debt to dividends? It's all about the decisions that you are making. Make more income-based decisions, things that give you income, things that allow you to get money from various companies versus you putting money into everybody else's pocket. Any questions? Let me know in the comments, because we will be back next week for Money Mondays. Did you enjoy this? Did you learn something new? Largest category of debt is mortgage. If you're buying a mortgage, make sure you're doing it responsibly. Second highest category is student loan debt. Make sure you don't allow your family members to get in student loan debt that they can't pay off, that holds them down. Make better decisions with your daily purchases so that you can have more money to allocate towards dividend paying stocks. That's how you get extra money. All right. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We'll be back for Money Mondays next week at 6 p.m. Thank you, Deb, Felicia, Nicola from Boston. Andrea, thanks for your participation. Anissa, thanks for coming through with a home ownership question. Awesome. BJ Sanders nailed it with the student loans. Awesome. Deborah Sam, great info as usual. I'm so happy that I could provide great information. Thank you for the feedback, Deb. I appreciate it so much. All right, everybody. Make sure you what? Check your net worth, because I am definitely going to ask you about it next week. Until next time, have an amazing week.